Hey everyone. Well, so today we're going to talk about Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem was something that we discussed earlier, and I think we did plenty of examples. So hopefully, just a quick review will remind you what are the steps and what you need to do. So the assignment for that will be worksheet day 3 and 4, and the learning target is I can apply the Pythagorean theorem. If the triangle has a right triangle, is the one that we can apply Pythagorean theorem to find what are the missing sides of the triangle. But this Pythagorean theorem is impossible only with right triangles. So that's very important thing to know. If the triangle is not right triangle, doesn't have 90 degrees angle, then you gotta use a different method. So, right triangle has three sides. Those two sides are what we call legs. A and B are the legs in the formula. And C is the longest side of the triangle, and it's always across the right angle. This is what we call hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse of the triangle is very important thing, and it's always the longest side, which means we'll have the largest measurement. And the first example, or before we actually begin with, please make sure you write down on the formula sheet you will be provided with a square plus b squared equals c squared, I think Pythagorean theorem, but make sure you write down that this is a leg, and this is what we call hypotenuse, and maybe even write down this is the longest side of the triangle. So now, first example. Tell whether the following numbers form a right triangle. If you have given three numbers and you're not sure what type of triangle is this, you have to check it and see if it's going to work. So, from all three, the largest one is the hypotenuse. This is the only thing you need to know in this case. Once you know what C is, it doesn't matter which one of those two you will call A or B. So let's go ahead, apply Pythagorean theorem, substitute and see what we're going to get. So first one I called A, 6 squared, plus B is 8 squared, equals C, the largest number, 10 squared. 6 squared is 36 plus 8 squared is 64 equals 10 squared is 100. 36 plus 64 is 100 equals 100. Oh wow, check mark. Well, this is what we call right triangle. One leg will be 6, the other leg will be 8, and the hypotenuse is 10. So we got the answer, perfect right triangle. Next example here. Find the missing lengths. So you have given that leg A is, excuse me, square root of 81, leg B is 40, and C is equal to something that we are looking for. So we don't know the hypotenuse. Well, let's go ahead and substitute and see what we're going to get here. So A is square root of 81 to the second power. Everything, make sure you always put all the numbers to the second power. Plus B is 40 to the second power equals C to the second. We don't know what this is. Now, remember when we learn about square roots and to the second power that those two cancel? They always cancel. So square root of 81 to the second power will be just 81 plus now 40 to the second power. So I'm going to use my calculator and we'll type 40 to the second power, which, oops, sorry, that's a mistake. 40 to the second power, which is 1600 equals to C squared. Okay, we're going to add those two, 1600 plus 81. It's equal to 1681 C to the second. Now, there is one more important step. We don't know what C is. We are looking for C. We don't look for C squared or C to the second. Do you guys remember how we solved that? So we got a square root, left side and right side. Because when we square root and the second power, we can cancel those. So now just C will be equal to, and I'm gonna type on my calculator, square root So that will be the yellow button here, second, and then here is the square root symbol. Once you type that, then you gotta plug in the number 1681, close the parentheses, equal to, and you will get 41. So the hypotenuse here will be 41 feet long. Alright, next example, number 3. We have given B and C from the triangle. We're looking for A. Well, easy. We're gonna just substitute now those numbers. So A squared plus B squared will be 48 to the second power equals to C squared is 52 to the second power. Well, let's go ahead and find out what those are equal to. So will be A squared plus 48 to the second power is equal to 2304 equals to, and then we have 52 to the second, which is 2704. Now, in order to solve for A, we will subtract 2304 minus 2304 from each side. Those two cancel. A squared will be equal to, let me subtract that, minus 2304. This is 400. Final step, square root both sides. The square root and second power cancel. So A will be square root of 400 is equal to 20. And that will be my final answer here. Alright, and one more last example of the Pythagorean. Definitely when we talk about Pythagorean theorem, we can't leave it without triangle, right? It's not just the numbers. So if we have given triangle like this. Now, first thing, let's measure the right angle. This is the right angle. And then, next thing, we want to name each side of the triangle. So we know the longest side, or the one across the right angle, is what we call C. This is the hypotenuse. Then it doesn't matter if you call this A and this one B, or this one A, this one B. This would not matter. So let's call this A and this one B. So which one is missing or we don't know? Well, that will be leg B. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. A is 9, so we type 9 squared plus B squared equals to 31 squared. 9 squared is 81 plus B squared equals, I just need to use the calculator to get 31 squared, which is 961. And to solve for B, we will subtract 81 from each side. Those two cancel, so B squared is equal to 961 minus 81, I'm missing minus sign here, is equal to 880. 880. Okay, square root both sides, those two cancel, so B is equal to, now second square root symbol, I will type 880, close the parentheses, and this will give me approximately 29.66. Or if you want to just round it, you can say this is approximately 30 feet. And that will be your final answer. So when you do the calculations in MCA, check if it's given as a decimal number or if it's rounded, and make your best choice. Alright, well, thank you for watching the video. All the questions will be answered in the class. So with this, I'm ending Pythagorean theorem.